Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live streaming right now, godeyworks.com, atl-lincoln.com, also to the Facebook pages, Q94.1, XM102. Doug Postel next door to me before, man, this thing just kicked off, and I think we're going to be fired up all night long.
I tell you what, a huge crowd out here, which I expected nothing less. I did take our folks, shares lined up all the way down both infield fences here, and just a great environment. Loud and proud in here, Choudrant as always.
Well, Choudrant comes in with the record of 27-4, ranked number one in the state of Louisiana with back-to-back champions. Now, Hicks comes in with a record of 16-8. You may not think it is formidable as the Aggies, but the Hicks Pirates also back-to-back in state championships. They moved up from Class C to Class B to be in the Shooters division. So Hicks, Doug, has come in. They had 14 state championships.
Perennial baseball powerhouse at Hicks, and a lot of realignment in the, let's just say, divisions, a lot of movement among those schools, and these schools don't like it. They kind of like where they've been. They kind of like knowing who the competition has been, and I know that Hicks hates to come in today as competing champions or former champions and have to face Choudrant today, but that'll be a great game.
Well, the thing is, both teams know exactly what they need to do to extend their season into next week down in Calcasieu Parish. Both of these teams have been here before. Setting the defense now on the mound for the Aggies, it's Bryce McGuire, the senior right-handed pitcher. He comes in with a 1.20 ERA and in 105 and two-thirds innings pitched. Gavin Murphy behind the plate. Look how big that catcher is. Around at first, T.J. Smith, second baseman. Colton Smith, the sophomore. Third base, Eli Callender. Landon Hennon at shortstop, the senior. From left to right, Mike Jones, the junior, in left. Caden Bradshaw, center field. Jackson Pyle around in right field. Tony Antley field, all natural. And the fence, Doug, we talked about that in the pregame. It looks beautiful. It's new, and we're getting ready to have a baseball game.
The Blue Monster, we're going to see what Hicks has against this Aggie pitching corps.
All right, first pitch from McGuire on the way. That is in there. Called strike one, Aiden Kaufman, the catcher, leading off here for the Hicks Pirate, and head coach Gary Williams. He comes in batting .405, 34-74. McGuire in motion with the pitch. In there, called strike two.
He's burning them down the middle.
Two pitches, two strikes as McGuire, one of the senior leaders behind Kaufman. It's going to be Cody Richardson on deck. Here's the windup. Swing and a miss, gets him, and down goes Kaufman. Strikeout victim number one for Bryce McGuire. That's going to bring up Cody Richardson. And Doug, before the game, we found out that one of the players for the Pirates, got his name, I whited him out already.
He's been eliminated.
I know. Yeah, I apologize.
The starting, I believe it said the starting catcher, I believe.
That's exactly right. So he was in the hospital, swinging a miss.
Still in the hospital.
On Cody Richardson, one out, just underway, top of the first here. Quarterfinal action. McGuire gets the sign from Murphy, goes into motion pitch. That's in there. There's nothing but strikes, man.
Man, he's got it right where he needs it.
Bryce, quick to move in motion pitch. Curveball, two up, two down. As Richardson goes down on a feeble swing for strikeout number two.
Now, Richardson was a long, tall drink of water. This Cowgill coming up to bat has got some beef to him.
He sure does. Caden Cowgill is batting the DH for, check it, 347, 25 for 72. Third in the order for head coach Gary Williams. Pitch, curveball in there. Call strike one. So McGuire is no fault so far.
Looking smooth.
Here's the windup with the pitch. Another curveball gets Cowgill out in front. Cowgill has walked 11 times, struck out 17. Only one home run. You would think he can have a couple of more jacks with that size. Bring it up.
And that was a quick top of the first inning.
Top of the first inning, 3 up, 3 down as McGuire mows him down. We'll go to the bottom of the second with no score as Choudrant comes to bat. You're watching and listening to Choudrant Aggie playoff baseball on the new Rule 102. I'm Rick Godey with Doug Postel. We'll be back after this break, 60 seconds. field, Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel, and we're streaming live. Bottom of the first inning we go. 3 up, 3 down, top of the order. That had no problem for Bryce McGuire. Setting the defense on the mound, Hayden Doyle for the Pirates. Aiden Hoffman behind the plate. Caden Cowgill at first. Dakota Edwards at second. Michael Merchant around at third. Addison Kaufman at short. Leading off is Landon Hennon, the shortstop. Brody Perkins in left for the Pirates. Eli Lee in center. Cody Richardson around in right.
Hennon, another senior leader on this Aggie team. Let's see what he's got.
4 seniors, 5 juniors, 4 sophomores, 5 freshmen. Perfectly balanced. First pitch from the tall left-hander, Hayden Doyle. Goes in motion, right-handed batter. Ground ball to the left side, third baseman. Michael Merchant picks it up, fires to first. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the first out here as Hennon tagged it. But Merchant, now he's playing in the hot corner there, Doug, because he typically is the first baseman, but with Kane Hagan out, that shuffled the whole defensive for head coach Gary Williams.
That's right. Now, McGuire up and bat next.
That's right, Bryce McGuire, right-handed batter, batting .402, 37 for 92. He's got 31 RBIs. He has one out of the park, walked 19 times, and struck out 10. Head coach Joel Antley down in the box at third, and Chris Gavin down at first for the Aggies.
Catcher making some adjustments to his equipment. We have a delay here and
equipment malfunction.
Yeah, I got a lot of those. You mentioned, Rick, the balance of seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen on this Aggie team. So important to maintain consistency from year to year, and so got that senior leadership, but also that young talent up and coming. Spells for a great future for the Aggies.
It's a process that works, proven by success. Curveball in there for a called strike on Bryce McGuire, left-handed pitcher Doyle. Second man up, McGuire, bottom of the first, no score. Murphy on deck, high. That evens the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the first, no score. Doyle gets the sign in motion with the pitch. Curveball stays away.
Quite a bit outside on that one.
That one was almost the Fred Flintstone being locked out of his house outside.
Yeah.
I just dated myself.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That one got by the low and got away from the catcher there.
Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. McGuire at the plate. One of the 4 seniors for head coach Joel Antley. Murphy on deck. Pitch. Got a piece of it. Staying fair. Yes, to the left. Oh, no. Fouled off the plate. So that's going to make the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first. Full house. All natural. One of the things I like about Louisiana Tech's baseball field, Doug, there's nothing natural there, but it's beautiful, and there's nothing artificial here. And
there's no plate sweeping going on over there.
No, pitch. Swings that one high for the first strikeout for Doyle. McGuire goes down swinging. He went upstairs for that one. 2 outs. Bottom of the first. No score. Quarterfinals. Hicks Pirates, Choudrant Aggies. Aggies with a 20-game winning streak.
Captain Murphy now up.
Catcher, 380. Pitch. Curveball. That breaks ever so slow and got inside for ball 1. Let's get a little crowd action noise here. Here's the windup. Pitch, curveball. Does that catch the corner? No, that stays away for 2 balls. And those strikes, 2 outs.
Takes the sign. His pitch.
In there for a called strike. And the windup.
Oh, right on it. All the way to center field. Grounder all the way to center field. Makes it a first.
So, with the 2 outs. Murphy's the runner on here in bottom of the first. Caden Bradshaw now to the plate. Cleanup batter, 3-18. Courtesy runner going in for Murphy, the catcher. Of course, Kiriko, freshman.
See if he's got some wheels on him.
Well, he doesn't have body mass.
No, that's for sure. Looks lean and quick.
Yeah, not saying that he's skinny. I'm just
lean and quick.
Well, let's get a camera shot here of the first base side. There he is. Number 8 takes his lead from the stretch. Doyle, slow roller to the shortstop. This is Kaufman. He's got to go to first. Got to hurry. Does he do it in time? Say, beats it. Cowgill thought he was out. It was a slow roller by Bradshaw. Kaufman wanted to go to second. Edwards wasn't there to cover. So now we're going to get a little talking to by head coach Big Gary Williams.
Gary having a little chat with the ump. Friendly at this point. All right, they're done chatting. All right.
I'm going to give him a hit. I know if you're going to take something, a drink up here, Doug. We need them.
That's an equipment malfunction I was referring to earlier.
You can't sit through the microphone. No, you haven't come up with that yet.
Aggie's runners on first and second.
Mike Jones, left fielder, 304, batting in the 5-hole.
Jones, broad kid.
Big guy. 304, as mentioned, looking down to Joel Antley. He's got runners aboard, first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the first, no score. Aggies pressuring Doyle early. Curveball stays up and in there for a called strike 1.
It's a little bit of a slow call on that.
It was a slow call. Strike nonetheless. 2 outs, 2 aboard. No score. Bottom of the first. Doyle with the sign, checks the runner at second, comes home. That's deep to left. Is it going to stay fair? No. That's been cleared. What building is that, Doug?
Well, it's the Agriculture and Science building. Yeah, I went way over that one.
It cleared that one. Didn't hit the Methodist Church. Anyway, he got all of it, but it's a long foul, so that's going to be no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got to protect the plate. Jones, left fielder. 18 RBIs. High and away. Good eye. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, bottom of the first, no score. Quarterfinal action.
The left field wall is the short side of the field.
They added height to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Doyle, he's got the sign, checks the runner. He comes home. Curveball's going to drop in. No, first baseman. Nice play. He stayed with it to retire the sides, but not before. The Aggies put 2 on, left them there. After 1 inning, there's no score. We'll go to the top of the second here at Tony Antley Field. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Room 102. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Baseball on the Route 102, the all-new Route 102. Choudrant High School Aggies playing the Hicks Pirates here at Tony Antley Field in Choudrant. And Rick,
its teams here today. Choudrant maybe so far we're showing a little more skill out there on the field, but I tell you what, it's going to be a great game.
1 inning down, no score. Top of the second we go. Bryce McGuire, 3 up, 3 down. All strikeouts in the top of the first. He's going to face Addison Kaufman, Hayden Doyle, and Edwards. First pitch fouled off to the left side. That is the third base side, and the side for the visiting Pirates from Hicks out of Vernon Parish. So no balls, 1 strike.
Hicks down in the Leesville area. For those of you who might not be geographically astute when it comes to that sort of thing.
Pitch is high, inside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. First man up here in the top of the second. McGuire, senior right-hander, winds up with the pitch. Fastball, slow roller down the third side. Eli Callender, no, it's foul. Maybe it rolled off his foot. It was a grass cutter.
There you go. Well, the sun moved behind the clouds, and it's pleasant out here right now.
The lights are not on yet. They're going to fire them halogens up. They're not the LEDs. That hasn't hit the Aggie Park yet. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Well, Doug, that's 4 batted outs for McGuire.
He needs to just keep doing what he's doing.
Speaking of mowing them down, Hayden Doyle, his counterpart, he's a big left-handed batter, big left-handed pitcher. So pitcher, right-handed McGuire, left-handed batting Doyle, 1 out. Bottom of the second, no score. Pitch is high, ball 1. The Hicks beat Bell City 5-4 in the regionals to get here. Ground ball foul. Is that past Rod Hilton, the coach down at first, the state trooper? Is he a state trooper or former state trooper?
He's a state trooper. Yeah.
And embarrasses me by the amount of civic service he does. All right, McGuire in motion with the pitch. Fouls it off. Center account, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, one of the counterparts from the radio station was telling Doug and I about the gentleman down at first, a state trooper, and who knows what else he got. A lot. Got a lot going on. Throw that on there as well. Doyle, ground ball is picked up nicely by Callender over the first. Beautiful. I thought that was going to get under the glove of the third baseman, Callender, but nothing doing. He sucked that one up like Electrolux, fired it to T.J. Smith for the second out here in the top of the second.
Nice job,
6-3 if you're scoring at home. Dakota Edwards, starting second baseman tonight for the Pirates, and Coach Gary Williams. McGuire, that's the first one. We'll take it out any which way, but that's not a strikeout. First one. Curveball, had him leaning, had him thinking from outside, ball 1. Choudrant, 6 state champions.
Rick, somebody's cooking out here. It smells really good.
It's in there. Strike 1.
You're killing me.
It's the Choudrant Yacht Club.
Oh, is that what it is?
I thought you started that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No, it's the Yacht Club. Fastball just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the second inning, no score.
It's more like the John Boat Club.
The pontoon club.
Yeah, exactly. This is more of our style out here.
McGuire in motion. Pitch. Ground ball to the left side. That's Callender. He bobbles it, stays with it, fires over to first. In time.
Wow. Nice. I didn't think he was going to get there because he bobbled about twice, it looked like, but
he did.
He managed to fire it in there, and boy, it was a stinger.
Sure was. So that means 3 up, 3 down once again as Edwards grounds out. Callender with 2 assists. 1.5 innings in the book. We have no score. When we return, Choudrant will bat bottom of the second. We'll take a 60-second timeout. You are listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Rue 102 FM. Tony Antley Field, Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel as we're going to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be TJ Smith, Colton Smith, Eli Callender, no score to face Hayden Doyle. And Doug, the Aggies tried to get something going with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, but didn't happen, so it's time for them to get rocking here.
Yep, and this may be the man to do it. Big TJ Smith comes out, and he looks like he could definitely be a power hitter.
TJ's batting .262, 22 for 84. He looks down to the third base head coach and third base coach, Joel Antley. 22 RBIs for TJ as he leads it off here in the bottom of the second inning. TJ has 1 home run, 12 walks, 13 strikeouts. Another right-handed batter facing the left-handed.
There he goes. That's the power I was talking about.
In the gap to the right side for a base hit. So TJ gets it started here for the Aggies in the second inning with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up now Colton Smith, second baseman, batting .293. He looks down at Coach Joel Antley.
That's brother, TJ.
Brothers, okay. TJ on at first. Well, we're going to have to clean the uniform. He dives back to first. He's got the real dirt.
Come on, we got to get the Tide stick out.
Colton, second baseman, batting .293. No score here in the bottom of the second. Leadoff man aboard. Doyle with the pitch. Curveball. That one breaks in there for a ball strike.
That was a nasty little pitch.
Very nasty. I don't know if his parents know he's throwing those nasty things. Colton, 15 walks, 12 strikeouts. From the stretch, Doyle comes home, pitches high and away, down to first, trying to get him. Ball gets away from Cowgill, but that is not, Smith's not going anywhere.
Something tells me TJ may be a power hitter, but he may not be a swift runner. I don't know. He's a big fella.
Whether he's swift or not, I would not want to be in front of him.
No, I would not either.
TJ's aboard. On deck is Callender. Colton Smith at the plate with the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Doyle, bottom of the second, second man up, no score. Pitch off the end of the bat. That's going to roll. What? That thing's staying fair. That thing had a lot of English guards.
Yeah, it did. It did, boy. It was, it rolled right along the inside edge of that chalk and right back into the their territory.
That would not have happened at Louisiana Tech.
Advance the runner, though, to second.
Right. That's as good as a sacrifice. So down at second is TJ Smith as Colton Smith hit it off the end of the bat, nubbed it, and it literally stayed like a tornado on the left side.
Nubbed it.
He nubbed it off the end of the bat. That's going to bring up Eli Callender. Pitch inside and low, ball 1. Callender, the third baseman. Doug, last time Choudrant lost, it was before the Ides of March 11th.
Been a while.
That was a 5-4 loss to Quitman. Having since run off a 20-game win streak, the pitch from Doyle. Curveball slowly, and Callender had his eye on it, got out in front of it, fouls it back, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, there's no doubt that they know how to win here. The environment has been built, the program's been built, and these boys, for the time they were little, have done nothing but watch this team win year after year after year.
It is legendary, and you learn from the leaders, and Choudrant has the leadership all the way through. Matter of fact, their state titles, 96, 02, 05, 17. Pitch, and that one is to the shortstop. Kaufman, is it going to drop? No, he gets it. So Callender flies out softly to the shortstop for the second out here. Smith on at second. Bottom of the second, no score. Wade Watson to the plate. Wade batting out of the ninth slot, designated hitter, 200 batter, right-handed batter again. I don't know if Choudrant has a left-handed batter in the lineup. So Doyle still from the stretch. That is first pitch, straight away center field. Lee coming in, and nope, it is Kaufman.
Yep.
So Kaufman, the shortstop, reels it in for the third out here to end the second inning. 2 in the books as Choudrant gets Smith aboard, leaves him there. So 1 on, 1 hit, 1 left on, and no runs as we go to the top of the third with no score. Take a 60-second break. You're listening to Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Rule 102 FM.
Good.
Just got to keep it going. I don't know.
No, you said no.
I think this is burnt out, man. I thought Oh, there we go. Oh, it is low. Back in Tony Antley Field, Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel as we go to the top of the third for the Aggies. On the mound, Bryce McGuire has had the Pirates' number. Doug, with no score here, is going to be 7, 8, and 9. So Micah Merchant, Brody Perkins, and Eli Lee to bat here in the top of the third. Merchant, the third baseman. We had him pegged coming in as the first baseman, but Kane Hagen couldn't even make the trip here for Hicks. First pitch, fastball, swing, Merchant, strike 1.
Another lefty.
Another lefty. So it's a battle of duality out there. Baseball is a mystical sport. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Over the second baseman, Landon Hennon. Check that, Colton Smith. That's the first hit for Hicks.
Able to hold Merchant at first.
Merchant on at first, lead off. Brody Perkins to the plate. He's checking down third base head coach Gary Williams. Hicks with Class C back-to-back state champions. This is the first year they have moved up. Smith holding the runner on at first from the stretcher is McGuire. Checks the runner once, twice, comes home, squares to bunt, pulls back. Perkins called strike 1.
And Rick, people may think that Class C school, that it may not be as a big a deal to bring a championship home in Class C as it is Class B, but I'm going to tell you, there's some awful tough Class C schools out there, or Class C schools out there, let's put it that way, that play some really, really tough baseball.
The pitch from McGuire, squares to bunt, pulls back as the pitch is outside, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Doug, I would dare say, I don't know the number of Class C or B schools, but they got to outnumber the big schools, the Class, 5 or...
Yeah, well, this new divisional setup is kind of throwing everybody for a loop.
Pitch is high.
But a lot of great talent out there in these smaller schools, that's for sure.
Oh, not only talent, but also pride, too. I mean, you talk about Vernon Parish. His comes in ranked number 8. But in their division, it's Anacoco, Pitkin, who, by the way, are still playing in the playoffs.
Those schools, you go read the rest of them.
Elizabeth, Hicks, and then Oak Hill.
And those schools, not only great baseball schools, but historically, a lot of tough basketball down there as well.
2-1 pitch is low. 3 balls, 1 strike. So McGuire, who was flawless in the first and very, very near perfect in the second, right here showing just a little bit of weakness as a leadoff batter aboard. Merchant on at first, being held by Smith, and Perkins, he's doing an adjustment on the equipment, and he gets back in the box. Number 9 batter on deck, Eli Lee. So McGuire from the stretch checks the runner, comes home with the pitch, squares to bunt. Did he offer? I think he did. The umpire said he did. There's a called strike. So if he offered, It was like Rick Godey trying to bunt.
Yeah, Coach Whitmer will have to go in on that.
No score, top of the third, quarterfinal action. One of these two teams will go to Calcasieu Parish next week. Pitch on the way, squares to bunt, offers. That's going to be a strikeout. Wow. So he offered. Sacrifice was sacrificed. That's the fifth strikeout now for McGuire. One out, one aboard. Lee to the plate. Eli Lee. Any water in that water tower?
I do not believe so. I would not count on that water tower to hold water. She's seen better years, Rick.
I'm thinking that maybe there were some science fiction movies made.
It's like a good backdrop for a movie.
And the pitch squares the bunt. This one's up in the air. This is playable. Attaboy, Gavin Murphy. That's how you do it.
I'm going to tell you something. That mask came off quick as a whistle, and he was over there under that thing before you knew it.
2 outs. Gavin Murphy springs from behind the plate. You can see that they're playing small ball. Gary Williams is coach for the Pirates. He knows who he's playing against. He knows who, not only the pitching from Bryce McGuire, but Landon Hennon. They're both going to split the duties today. So they're going to get a fresh arm after 3 innings of play here. So he's got to get something. And 1-0 could determine this game for the Pirates. We know the Aggies have fire in their bats. 2 outs, 1 aboard, top of the order. Kaufman struck out in the first. McGuire checks the runner, comes home. Curveball stays up. Ball 1.
T.J. Smith over there holding the runner tight on first.
Colton Smith playing shaded to the second base side. Curveball, he got way out in front of that one. Good curve from McGuire, and that hit off the nub of the bat.
You and your nubs.
He's got a good curveball working there, and Kaufman was way out in front of that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 aboard, no score, top of the third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. This is straight back through the box. This is shortstop. Gets past Landon Hennon. Uncharacteristic error there, Doug.
Yep. Couldn't tell if he got off the front of the back of the glove and hit him in the chest and onto the ground.
So Hennon, the senior, boots one here to have 2 Pirates aboard with 2 outs, top of the third.
2 Pirates aboard. Nice, Rick. You didn't do that on purpose, did you?
Wait till I get to my Buccaneers. We got a courtesy runner in there for number 17 for Hicks. And at the plate, that's Cole Hunt, the pinch runner. At the plate, Richardson, pitch outside, ball 1, 2 aboard. Richardson batting in the second slot, in for Kane Hagan. Hagan didn't make the trip. 1 ball, no strike. Beautiful evening. Sun's now set. Lights not on yet. Tony Antley Field, Choudrant, Louisiana, pitch high.
Hagan, I understand, is in the hospital, actually, as we speak, with terrible infection to his hand, and hate that for him.
Right. So Murphy goes out to settle down his battery mates, McGuire. Murphy checks into the dugout. Again, McGuire with 5 strikeouts, 3 of them coming in the first inning. But here in the top of the third with no score, 2 aboard, 2 out, 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch on the way. That one is high. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. That's in there. Called. Strike 1 taking on the way. Richardson, 1 ball. Check that, 3 balls. 1 strike, 2 out. Let's see if he puts one right past him. Fouls it.
Now he goes back out to the grass behind the crowd here.
All right, full count, top of the third. Runners are going to be rolling on the pitch. McGuire checks the runner. Smith shading toward the second, goes back into position with the pitch. Runner's going. That's in the gap to left center. Bradshaw giving chase. He gets it for the third out, leaving 2 runners aboard. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. 2.5 gone, no score. You are listening to Aggie Baseball here on the new Roo 102 FM. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Tony Antley Field, Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel as we're heading into the bottom of the third inning. No score, as you would anticipate. This is quarterfinal action. Doug, as it gets this deep into the playoffs, the competition gets that much sharper.
Absolutely. And these it's I can't imagine the pressure on these guys. Both these teams they're part of going to Sulphur is part of their regular cycle every year. They're just used to it, so they don't want to be denied. And but that's right. Looks like they're still having fun out there playing, and that's what really is all about.
14 state champions for Hicks. Choudrant has 6 back-to-back, 2 more, and so they're going for their 7th one. Back-to-back in Class B. Hicks has won back-to-back in Class C. They've moved up this year. Top of the order, it's going to be Landon Hennon. Let's see if he atones for his miscue. Pitch is in there for a called strike 1 from Doyle. Hennon grounded out in the first, short to first. He's 0 for 1, came in batting .451. 46 hits for 102, team leader in that category. Good curveball, breaks low. Evens a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. McGuire on deck. He'll be followed in the order by Murphy, bottom of the third, no score. Choudrant got 2 on in the bottom of the first, stranded both of them and got 1 on. That pitch, that one is deep to right, but that is foul.
Got a nice piece of it, though.
Sure did, man. It wasn't fouled by much, too. Cody Richardson, he kind of tripped out there. It's all natural field here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter, no score.
Feels in great shape, though. The grass is beautiful. I know they do. They put a lot of work into it. But, you go to some high schools, and, the field maintenance just isn't what it is here. And that's they've got just a beautiful turf here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter. Evens a count, high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hennon. So far, he has 3 home runs. He can go yard, 41 RBIs. Kaufman, the catcher, gets the sign, relays it, pitch on the way, slow roller to Doyle. He has to be off the mound quick, over to first, in time. So that was a slow roller, not another.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, you're welcome.
The designation between those two. Talking about the beautiful turf out here, I'll tell you a little backstory here. Years ago when I was principal out here, Steve Baker was the agriculture teacher. Ag building just outside the center field fence here. They didn't have the wall here. They just had a chain link fence out there, and Steve one year decided to have a little fun and threw turnip green seeds over the fence, and so Tony Antley spent the entire spring mowing turnip greens in the outfield.
Bryce McGuire to the plate right now, batting second. The pitcher facing the pitcher. Pitches outside, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Turnip greens.
It's not the way to endear yourself to the
did it cut down on food costs for the cafeteria?
They should have thought of that.
Slow curve, outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. McGuire came in with a 4.02 average. He struck out in the first, swinging against Doyle. Pitch inside. So now he runs the count in his favor. 3 balls, 1 strike. Calgill playing off the bag at first. They're playing McGuire deep on the grass, and he works out a walk. There we go. So a base on balls, gets the free pass. Murphy to the plate now. Bradshaw on deck.
Murphy again, just a powerful looking kid. Well, if he gets a piece of one.
Well, he's gone yard 4 times, 380, 35 for 92, 33 runs batted in. There are no score. Bottom of the third, quarterfinal action, 2 quality ball clubs. Traditions of excellence, 1 out. Curveball in there from the back door, if you will. That's the problem with the left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed batters. He can sneak one outside and a break over the plate. Called strike 1. Calgill holding on Hennon. Throw over to first. Not in time.
Hold on, McGuire. Yes.
McGuire. No balls. 1 strike, 1 out, 1 aboard pitch. That one was that was close, but ball 2. Check it, ball 1.
1-1.
Murphy with 19 walks on the year, 8 strikeouts, so obviously doesn't like to strike out. He's one of those that believes that stick is meant for something, use it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 aboard, bottom of the third, no score. Doyle over to first, and not in time. Doyle looks in to get the sign from Kaufman, who looks over to Williams, gets it, looks at his wristband. That's the play-by-play on the sign.
Gotcha.
Pitch. That one is straight away center field. Is it deep enough? At the warning track, literally, is Eli Lee, as Murphy sent it to deep center field as far as you can go, Doug.
Yep, it was all the way to the wall. McGuire able to scoot back, get back to first. Before the ball comes in.
2 outs. Bottom of the third, no score. Cleanup batter, Bradshaw.
Would not have taken much more to put that one over.
No, and there is no wind. The flag is limp under the water tower. Or is it an ivy tower?
It's becoming a tower of vegetation, that's for sure.
It's reminding me of Jumanji. Bradshaw singled and was stranded at first in the first, facing Doyle for the second time. Over to first, he throws. And not in time.
McGuire spending a lot of time on his belly over there.
Doing the old belly flop, getting back safely. 2 outs, bottom of the third, no score. Quarterfinal action. And the pitch from Doyle stays outside. Ball 1. Yeah, as far as the eye can see, lawn chairs everywhere. Down the first base side, down the third base side.
It's a full house, that's for sure. Beautiful out here right now.
It's incredible. Good block there. Ball in the dirt. Ball 2. Godey, but a block by Kaufman, keeping the ball in front of him. Runner aboard at first with 2 outs. This is too quiet for any kind of comfort for the Aggie crowd. With no score, bottom of the third. Doyle pitches, outside. Now he runs the count, 3 balls, no strike. Does he get the green light? Bradshaw, has 3 home runs, 34 RBIs. Walked 19 times and struck out 20 times. Here's a 3-0. Thought about it, outside. They caught the outside, said Mr. Umpire, for 3 balls, 1 strike.
That was tight.
The man in blue who's wearing black said strike 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Check that, 1 strike. That's a curveball. That'll get a free pass. Second Aggie aboard. With 2 outs. Trying to get it going here. Mike Jones, the left fielder, batting in the 5th slot. So Jones getting his signs from head coach Joel Antley in the 3rd base box. Runner at second, McGuire. Runner at first, Bradshaw. Bottom of the 3rd. No score. 2 outs. Base hit. We'll put a crooked number up there. So Doyle, he's been in this position before in the 1st when Aggies had 2 on with 2 outs. Pitch in there, called strike 1.
It's a low curve.
DJ Smith on deck. Doyle taking his time. Now he goes into motion. Checks the runner at second. Comes home with the pitch. Curveball. He reached for that one right side. Dakota Edwards gets it on 1 hop over to first in time to retire the sides. So Jones grounds out second to first to end the 3rd inning for the Aggies as they lead 2 on with 2 walks. 3 innings are gone. No score. We'll go to the top of the 4th after this 60-second break. You're listening to Aggie Baseball on the new Roo 102 FM. Ourselves on a beautiful Thursday night with Doug Postel. I'm Rick Godey, and may the 4th be with you. And you as well. Ekam Spirit 220. I was an altar boy. Okay, there you go, brother. I want to go there. We got a baseball game. It is no score, top of the 4th inning, as we are live, streaming live all over the place, as well as broadcasting live on the new Roo 102. And it's going to be 3, 4, and 5 batters. Caden Cowgill, Addison Kaufman, Hayden Doyle to face Bryce McGuire.
Rick, just real quick, we want to thank some of our sponsors who are bringing today's game to us. Louisiana National Bank, Borders Poultry, Rapid Signs, Batterton Restoration, our good friends at Dixie Towing, Squire Creek, Dogwood Real Estate, and Assist Care. Thanks so much for bringing this live broadcast of Choudrant Aggie basketball.
See, I have a personalized dog cam. Okay. Now back to baseball. All right, McGuire, first man up here in the top of the 4th. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Cowgill, 0 for 1, was the 3rd strikeout for Bradshaw in the 1st inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball to the left side. That is Hennon, scoops it up, taps the glove over to first to Smith. Easy work for Hennon to Smith. 1 out.
Getting Kaufman up.
The cleanup batter, Addison Kaufman, shortstop, batting .246. He's got 15 hits, 61 at-bats, walked 12 times, and struck out 9 times. A man with a plan to use the stick facing McGuire for the 2nd time. He was strikeout victim number 4. Pitch in there. Nope, outside. Outside, so the ump. Hayden Doyle on deck. Ground ball foul. So all of a sudden, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. No score, top of the 4th. And the pitch. Curveball, outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 14 state championships we mentioned for Hicks. They're second only to Jesuit, and no, I do not know how many they have. Foul ball.
Off the top of the concession stand.
Off of the top of the
No points for that. No runs for that. Just
and,
no free nachos.
No onions. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th, no score. Kaufman, the shortstop. Pitch. Ground ball to the left side. This is backhanded by Hennon. Fires over to first, but pulls Smith off the bag. That was deep in the hole. I am the unofficial scorer. I'll give him a base hit. That's the second hit for Hicks. So Kaufman beats out a long throw from Hennon deep in the hole. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Hayden Doyle. Doyle grounded out his only other time to face McGuire in the second.
Once again, Doyle on the left-hand side.
Left-handed pitcher. A lot of open space between Smith, the second baseman, and Smith, the first baseman. In there, called strike 1. Doyle batting out of the 5th slot, followed by Edwards on deck. McGuire from the stretch. Squares to bunt, Doyle does, pushes it down the first base side, and picked up there nicely. Well done by McGuire. So the sacrifice is successful, but played very nicely there, Doug, by McGuire to Smith.
Absolutely. You know, you got to keep a cool head in those situations and not over-toss it, which I've seen happen many times.
This looks so easy, even I could do it. It's like, oops, yeah, how did I drop that? So Doyle, he tried to push it into no man's land, but McGuire pounced on it for the second out. Dakota Edwards with 2 outs, top of the 4th. No score. Kaufman in scoring position on second for the Pirates. From the stretch, McGuire throws to get him at second. A pickoff attempt. It was close. It was close. Hennon snuck in behind.
Not bad, guys, not bad.
Very, very close. Merchant on deck. McGuire's got to get through Edwards to get the Aggies back to the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is low, ball 1.
Henry a little frustrated by that one. Excuse me, McGuire.
McGuire broke low. 1 ball, no strike, 2 outs, 1 aboard, no score. Pitch. This is the opposite field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. It does. It gets in front of Pyle, coming around to score. Here comes the throw. Relay in. Not in time.
And Hicks scores.
So Edwards with an opposite field single. Pirates draw first blood.
And runner on first.
Runner on first is Edwards with an RBI single. That's the 3rd hit off McGuire. So now Hicks leads 1-0, top of the 4th. Merchant, 3rd baseman.
I just need to get this out so they can hold him at 1.
Smith holding the runner on at first. From the stretch is McGuire. He goes over to first. Good throw over, not in time. So the Pirates score here in the top of the 1st. They lead 1-0. Swing and a miss, a late swing. No balls, 1 strike. Perkins, the man on deck. Pitch in there. Called strike 2. So Bryce is dialing it up here. Ahead of the batter, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 run in, 1 aboard. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball. There we go.
And they managed to get out of there with just 1 run scored.
1 run scored, 6 strikeout victim for McGuire, but not before some damage is done. 1 run on 2 hits. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Aggies trailing 1-0. After the 60-second break, you're listening to Choudrant Aggie Baseball on the new Rule 102. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel. We're at Tony Antley Field. It is a quarterfinals between Choudrant Aggies as they find themselves trailing going into the bottom of the 4th inning as the Hicks Pirates just scratched out 1 run. We knew we'd have a pitcher's duel here, especially on quarterfinal action, Doug.
That's right. I mean, it's proven to be a great game as we knew it would be. Hicks drawing blood first, but Big TJ Smith up at bat, and he got on base earlier, so let's see if he can do some damage here.
Smith leads it off here in the bottom of the 4th. Aggies trailing by 1. As you mentioned, he got a single and was stranded at second in the second. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. So you can feel the energy in the stadium here, or the park, I should say, Doug, has been up, down ball to the left side. That's the shortstop. Long throw. In time, nicely done there.
That was a long throw.
Addison Kaufman, he had to go deep for that.
It's a nice swat by Smith and a nice throw by the Pirates.
This is championship baseball here. Addison Kaufman went deep to his right and fired a long high throw to Caden Cowgill and got Smith for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Colton Smith now the batter facing Doyle. Pitch, ball. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out.
That one in the dirt.
Bottom of the 4th. Is it play and base hit. So Smith goes the opposite way to right field for a base hit. Get the Aggie faithful up and going here. We got Eli Callender to face Doyle. 1 out. Kind of sense, or maybe even more than just hope, that the bats are coming alive, having faced Doyle at least 1 time. The whole order's already seen him. So Smith had a good hit, but a good defensive play by Kaufman for the first out. Colton Smith goes the opposite way. Here's Callender now. He flied out to short, squares to bunt. Inside handcuffed him, and he got it up in the air. Playable. Kaufman couldn't get to it. So Callender attempting to squeeze over Colton Smith. It handcuffed him.
And that one popped up just in front of him. Thought for a minute it may have caught the edge of his helmet as it was going up, and it was close.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. A 1-run game. Bottom of the 4th, Aggies trail 1-0. Callender, as mentioned, flied out to short. Came in batting .370, 20 for 54. 13 RBIs with 14 walks and 17 strikeouts. Doyle's pitch. That curveball breaks in there. Left-handed pitcher on these right-handed batters, Doug.
Yes.
Advantage to the pitch.
Takes the sign. Here's the pitch.
Foul tips it. One nothing, the score. Bottom of the fourth.
Calendar back in the box.
Calendar with no balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Make it 3. It did hit him. Yep. Caught him on the foot. You gotta have runners to get runs. We got 2. That's gonna bring up Wade Watson, the designated hitter. So Watson he's going to be checking the signs down at third for head coach Joel Antley.
Aggies in better position than they've been all game with runners at first and second, 1 out.
1 out. We're ready to go. Doyle. He's got his work cut out for him. Hayden Doyle on the mound. Squares to bunt. Nicely laid down, but foul. So Watson tried to push it down the third baseline for the first strike. Aggies trail by 1. 1-0. Jackson Pyle on deck, top of the order after that. Got the lights on now here at Tony Antley Field. Baby cam. I can do a baby cam here. Squares to bunt. Down, that's foul. Oh, that's not the baby cam. There's the baby cam.
There we go.
Now the baby's not looking when I find
the baby was over on my side. Now the baby moved to your side.
All right, so we have baby cam.
It's a cuteness overload.
All right, back to seriousness, though. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 aboard. Aggies trail by 2, check it 1. And the pitch from Doyle. Ground ball to the right side. This is Edwards. He's going to go for 1 at second. Ground ball thrown into third. At first, coming home to score. At third, play at the plate. He got him. He got him. Oh, shouldn't have run there. The strange game of baseball. As Addison Kaufman, check it, Dakota Edwards, fielded in second, threw to Kaufman, who had a low throw to Calgill at first, which enabled Colton Smith to take a charge for home, and he was thrown out at home for the second out in the inning, with the Aggies squandering another opportunity here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So they lead 1 on 1 hit. 4 innings gone, they trail by 1-0. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Groove 102 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rick Godey. We are at Tony Antley Field as the Aggies trail by a score of 1-0. 1-0. New pitcher in for the Aggies, Landon Hennon, flamethrower. On for Bryce McGuire. McGuire leaves after 4 innings with 6 strikeouts. Landon Henning comes in from short. And going over. Check that, in from second and going over to second is number 17. So Hennon's ready to get started. Here in the top of the fifth inning, fastball, outside, ball one.
Number 11, Godey Perkins at the plate for Hicks.
It'll be Perkins, Lee, then Kaufman to the top of the order. Hannon, fastball. That one had a little zip on it.
Yes, it did.
Hannon is ready to go. It's going to be Mr. Mosem down. There's a curveball to the right side. It's grounded. Picked it up over to first, pulls him off the bag, and gets back in time. So Perkins grounds out. So Colton Smith at second for the first out ground down. Smith to Smith. That's going to bring up Eli Lee, center fielder. He popped out to the catcher his only other time up. That ball zipped right in there for a strike.
He's got a fresh arm, you can tell, boy.
and he's not afraid to use it in the windup. And here's the pitch. That one is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And in with the pitch, curveball. Way out in front is Kaufman. It almost seems like McGuire was teasing him for Hennon to get in there. Pitch. Bingo. Boy. That's in there for the smoking first strikeout for Hennon's 7th team strikeout. That's going to bring up Cody Richardson. Second in the order. He'll be followed by Cal Gill. First time for Richardson to face Hennon. Pirates lead the Aggies 1-0 here in the top of the fifth. In there, called strike one on Richardson. Right fielder, 0-1 pitch, curveball straight back through the box. Is it going to get past Hannon? Yes, it does. Check that past McGuire, diving McGuire. So Richardson's on with a 2-out single off of the strong arm of Hannon. That's McGuire now over at second. So we just did the switch.
Let's bring out number 22, Richardson.
Oh, Richardson. Pitch in there, called strike one. So that's Kaufman on at first. Richardson's first time to face Hannon. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a pop out to centers. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fruit still smells good. You haven't gotten us anything.
No, I'm not.
You asked if you could do something.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
And I still have not delivered.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner going. Throw down to second from Murphy. Strong throw on the other side. Stolen base by Kaufman.
Pinch runner.
So we got number 17 going in there.
Cole Hunt.
2 outs, guys. Let's go.
So Kaufman gets a little relief. He's the catcher. Courtesy runner in for him. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The Aggies trail 1-0. Hennon on in relief, 4 innings. Quality work there by McGuire. Pop to the right side is a playable foul. Richardson 0 for 2. One of these two teams' season will be extended. Sulphur next week. They play on Tuesday at 11 for the semis, Friday at 11 for the finals in Sulphur. Pitch. Fastball, just got a piece of it. So Hennon is throwing smoke as we're smelling smoke. 1 ball, 2 strikes. defense. Watch him reach back. Try to fire it right by Richardson. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Got to admit, he stayed on it and got a piece of it, though.
Yep.
That's what you want to do, fight it off till you get your pitch.
You get it with the nub.
That was close to a nub.
All right, just checking.
Matter of fact, it was the nub, now that you're making me think about it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 to score. Hicks over the Aggies, the pitch. Swing and a miss. There you go. That is the second strikeout for Hennon and the 8th team strikeout. 4.5 innings are gone. The Aggies trail by 1. When we return, we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning after this 60-second break. You're listening to Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Roo 102 FM. Ooh, pulling for... Bottom of the 5th inning here at Tony Antley Field, Choudrant, Louisiana. I am Rick Godey, and alongside with Doug Postel, and we got Baby Cam.
Baby Cam.
You know, it's the best. I'm doing that for ratings right now.
Absolutely.
Baby on the screen, but more importantly, though, there's business to be done, and it has to be done by the Aggies as we are going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th as they trail 1 run. Top of the order. This is where it starts, Doug. Top of the order, Hennon, McGuire, Murphy.
All right.
Hennon is 0 for 2, grounded out in the 1st and the 3rd.
He was bringing it on the mound. Let's see if he can bring it at the plate.
Pitch. That's another again to the left side. Slow roller. Picked up by Doyle. And that's it, Doug.
In time. Just in time.
Doyle had to come far off the mound to get that one. And I'm telling you, man, this
Hicks team is a very strong defensive team.
That's exactly well-schooled and tooled, as both of these squads are. But when you get to this level into the playoffs, and you got a big left-hander on the mound in Doyle, who's been here before, to make plays like that, 1 out. First pitch in there for a called strike 1 to Bryce McGuire. So McGuire struck out in the 1st. He was hit by a pitch and got as far as 2nd in the 3rd. Here in the bottom of the 5th, 2nd man up, 1 out. 1-run game.
He's outside.
Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0. Murphy on deck. So Doyle in cruise control. That one's high and away. He finally floated that one.
Shooter Faithful getting rowdy over here.
Well, you're my interference on that.
Yeah, well, trust me.
Inside.
I've dealt with a shooter rowdy before.
You have, okay.
This is 2nd generation.
3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, that's right. You know all their parents.
I do. Someone come by naturally.
Works out a walk. Okay, so here we go. Bryce McGuire gets aboard. Gotta have runners before you get the runs. First runner.
Catcher Murphy up.
Gavin Murphy, 0 for 2. Check that, 1 for 2. Singled in the 1st, got stranded at 2nd. He flied out to center, and he couldn't go any further back. The center fielder, Eli Lee, on that one. Back in the 3rd inning. So Murphy centered for a ride, just not far enough. Let's see what he can do here. Ground ball to the left side. Is it? No, foul.
No, well, that
just over the bag at 3rd.
8 inches farther to the right. That one would have slid past the first baseline there, third baseline correction.
For extra bases for sure. Now it's no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 aboard, 1-0 to score here, bottom of the 5th inning. Doyle facing Murphy. Murphy came in batting .380. Playing straight away, pitch, stays outside. No, it doesn't. Whoa. Okay. Yep. That's what he calls him, and I say what he calls.
That's a good rule of thumb.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 aboard. The dugout open. There's a base hit to left. That's going to drop in front of Perkins. So Murphy advances the runner, and with a single, 2 Aggies aboard, bottom of the 5th. Caden Bradshaw, designated hitter. 1 out.
Aggies in good shape if they can keep this little hitting streak going here.
Sure enough.
All right, Chad.
One thing, the difference between this level of baseball and Louisiana Tech, or even, I don't see any bullpen because there are none. There's nobody warming up on this level.
No.
And I don't think so. With everything on the table, it's going to be all with Hayden Doyle. He's their ace. So 2 Aggies aboard. McGuire at second, Murphy at first, Bradshaw to the plate. Pitch. Oh,
He got hit.
bases are loaded. That's going to bring out Gary Williams, the head coach. And he's going to talk to his pitcher.
Gary making the slow walk out to the mound.
A slow walk out to the mound, but nobody's warming up. All right, bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors for bringing you this broadcast of Choudrant Aggie Baseball. Dan Lord Plumbing, the Emery House in Choudrant, the Village at Choudrant Creek, O'Neill Gas, Pafford Ambulance, Origin Bank, Premier Mobile Tent, the Lincoln Parish Journal, and Louisiana Orchard Realty. Thanks so much. Folks, without our great sponsors, this broadcast wouldn't be possible, so we really appreciate them bringing you this service and bring Aggie baseball to you wherever you are today.
Thank you so much for opting in and community support, and that's what reminds me to remind everybody that when you hear a local business making any kind of a local investment to a nonprofit, to a cause, try to do the best you can by reciprocating and shopping the local stores first. We all know you have an Amazon card, but be intentional and support those who support these teams and everything in our communities, because Jeff Bezos has never mailed me a birthday card.
Dang it.
And
I get one every year, but that's besides the point.
oh, we got to talk to Nicole about that. All right, bases loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Aggies trail by 1. Pitch. Swings outside. Mike Jones, he wanted something.
He did.
A little over anxious. McGuire at third, Murphy at second, Bradshaw on at first. Doyle still out on the mound, being composed by Williams, his head coach. Pitch. High and away. Ball 1, nowhere to put him. Jones is 0 for 2. He popped out to the first baseman in the first, grounded out in the third.
And I will say, Rick, this may be where you see the difference between the smaller, formerly Class C school and the little bit larger Class B school, and that may be in the pitching rotation here.
You're right about that. 2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch is outside. So Jones, with a good eye, has 7 walks on the year. Came in batting .304, 18 RBIs. Number 19 just 90 feet away. Pitch is outside. No, it's inside now. Called strike 2. 2-2. I wasn't going to say that's like the magic bullet in Dealey Plaza. We have timeout called by the Kaufman, the catcher. So Kaufman going to get his signal straight from Doyle. We'll set the table for you. McGuire's at third. Murphy's at second. Bradshaw's on at first for the Aggies here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Check that. 1 out. 1 out. Aggies trail by 1. Base hit to score at least 1, maybe 2. A walk is as good as a run here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch. Pop foul into the fence. So Jones has to protect the plate. Big left fielder. Jones is a junior. TJ Smith on deck. Doyle gets a sign. In motion. High and away. Bases are loaded. Count is full. 1 out. Nowhere to put him. And the pitch from Doyle on the way. Ground ball right back to Doyle. Missed it. Off his glove.
All right. Runner safe at first, and run is scored. And that'll tie us at 1 run apiece.
Got 1 run in here. That was McGuire coming in. That was Doyle. That was hit slow. Probably just like we talked about earlier. It was so slow and so easy to field. And it hit the heel of Doyle's glove. Got over it. He still got back in time enough to make it close at first base.
He handled it about as well as you could handle it in that unfortunate situation. Bases loaded.
Tie score. That ball's in there for a call, strike 1.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Choudrant still ready to make magic happen here.
Bases loaded, you're exactly right. For Smith at the plate. Smith is 1 for 2 tonight. Curveball. Aiden Kaufman lost it, but no harm done. Murphy on at third, Bradshaw at second, Jones at first, Smith to the plate. We're tied at 1. Somebody said this would be exciting tonight.
It's a little bit exciting. You couldn't tell by the crowd. They're dead quiet.
I don't know if anybody's in the village of Choudrant right now who's not here at the park. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Pitch. He reached for it, pops it to the left side. This is Addison Kaufman, the shortstop, infield fly rule. So TJ pops out for the second out to short. Infield fly was invoked. Bases still loaded. 2 outs now. Tied at 1.
Runner saw that coming. Did not even flinch.
Second baseman Colton Smith batting out of the 7th order. Came in batting .293. Got he's 1 for 2 tonight. Doyle from way out in front of that one. Gets it down past Antley down the third base coach box. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases still loaded. It's up to Smith to keep it going. And if he keeps it going, that means we get the lead. Now we're getting a runner in.
Courtesy runner coming in. That's Carson Carrico coming in for Gavin Murphy at third.
Come on, Colton, you got it.
No ball, 1 strike on Colton Smith. Has 20 RBIs, number 21, the most important of the season right now. On at third base, pitch. Pop to the right side. Is it playable? Out. Tension at Tony Antley Park here. The Aggie faithful waiting to erupt. We're tied at 1 with the bases loaded. No balls, 2 strikes. Doyle checks the sign twice, goes in motion, left-handed pitcher pitch. Ground ball right back to him. This time he fields it cleanly. He makes sure by running it over to first. Well, Doug, he did the right thing there.
Yep.
Unfortunately retires the sides, but not before the Aggies tied it up here in the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 1. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we return in 60 seconds. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball here on the new Roo 102 FM. back to Tony Antley Field. I am Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel, making just a couple adjustments here on the fly on the mic side as everything looking good. We're tied at 1 going into the top of the 6th inning here at Tony Antley Field. Landon Hennon on the mound. He's going to face the number 3, 4, and 5 batters here in the top of the 6th inning. So Hennon came on in relief in the last inning, struck out 2, checkout, struck out the sides, but left the man on. First time to face Kaufman. Took something off that curveball in there for a call strike 1. Tied at 1. Quarterfinals. I love it. Ooh, did he go? Did he go? No, he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, Caden Cowgill, to lead it off, the designated hitter, came in batting .347. That's a base hit to the left side. Mike Jones, left fielder, so he leads it off here. Hicks in the top of the 6th with a base hit. A little raucous crowd from Leesville. They've got a good little crowd with them, and they certainly making plenty of noise. They sure do. The Hicks Pirates up from Vernon Parish and going to get a courtesy runner in there. Cowgill, the designated hitter, number 4.
Yep.
Garrett Wolf.
Yep, gotcha. Coffin next up at bat.
Addison Kaufman, the cleanup batter. We're tied at 1. From 2 tradition-rich teams that know what it's like to be exactly in this position, exactly in this time of the season.
That's right. It's important. They know how to deal with them.
These are heavyweights.
That's right. They know how to deal with the nerves. They've been here. They've done that. Boy, nobody wants to leave here tonight without having their ticket punched. That's for sure.
Each team knows what it's like to be here. Pitches outside. That's going to be 1 ball, no strike, except the fans don't know. It's still the game of the moment. It doesn't.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can feel the tension. The crowd's like real quiet right now. Tied at 1, top of the 6th, man aboard. No outs. Pitch. Fouled. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kaufman in the cleanup slot. He'll be followed in the order by Hayden Doyle. Kaufman, 1 for 2, the only run scored for Hicks in the 4th inning. Singled and sacrificed to second, came home on Dakota Edwards. Opposite field single, squares to bunt, pulls back, ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike. So we've seen Hennon come out, Doug, 2 innings ago and just throw smoke. Then the last inning, trepidation, if that's a word, I made it up now, wasn't as solid as the first. And now this inning, surrenders a leadoff single to Cowgill, and he's fallen behind in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike on the second man up, Kaufman.
Get his feet under him.
Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. This one is just too close for comfort, and I don't know. Nobody's comfortable in this place right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch, squares to bunt, pulls back, ball 4. 2 runners aboard. All right, Hayden Doyle, pitcher, and batting in the number 5 slot. Callender in on the grass on third base.
Doyle pitches left, bats left.
Facing Hennon for the first time. No outs, squares to bunt. Looks at a curveball in there, called strike. So he got a taste of his own medicine, got a mean curveball from the right-handed pitcher to the left-handed batter. Now he knows what the Aggies have been seeing all night. Dakota Edwards on deck. No balls, 1 strike, 2 aboard. Tied at 1, top of the 6th. Pitch, squares to bunt. Fastball in there. He offered. All right, Landon in command with no balls, 2 strikes. Infield, double play depth. Callender in on the grass. McGuire at short. Smith, Colton at second. TJ at first. Not holding the runner on. Left-handed batter. 0-2 pitch on the way. Boy, that was a mean pitch, and he did take his time there, Doug.
He did. The crowd may have helped him make that decision.
Well, I thought it was what I was waiting for, and he throws the bat on Doyle's shoulder.
You ready for the bunt?
We call that window dressing, window shopping. You're not doing anything up there. But a mean pitch by Hennon gets the first out here in the top of the 6th. 1 out, 2 aboard, tied at 1. Dakota Edwards in the 6th slot. 1 for 2, facing Hennon for the first time. First pitch, curveball there. Called strike 1. Micah Merchant, third baseman on deck. Hannon's ready to go. He's got the sign. Checks the runner at second, comes home with the pitch. Fastball right back at him, and he's going to go to first for the sure out. That's 2 outs. Advances the runners. It was the only thing he could do there, Doug, with that slow roller.
Yep. All right.
Micah Merchant.
2 outs, runners at second and third.
Tied at 1, top of the 6th. Gavin Murphy looking into the dugout to get the sign to relay out there to Hennon. Another left-handed batter. Merchant, the third baseman, facing Hennon the first time, right-handed pitcher. Slow roller to the right side. Is it going to be fair? It hit the batter, and it goes foul, so foul ball.
It's good. Let those runners expend a little energy.
Sure enough, but they're in scoring condition, scoring position. Cowgill at third, Kaufman at second. Merchant, no balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Tied at 1.
Another left-handed batter here.
Third baseman, Merchant. Hennon with the windup, the pitch, curveball. My gosh, that was borderline disgusting.
Yes, it was. That was you hit the word nasty too often.
I know, that one was
pretty ugly.
Yeah, here's the 0-2. He wanted smoke and fire. That was inside and low. He wanted to put that one down the plate. Waste 1 though. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 aboard, tied at 1. See if Hennon comes back with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Wind up. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Gets him. Throws it down to first from Murphy to get the strikeout. All right. So that is the 10th strikeout. The third one for Hennon.
That's a big one there.
A big one. 2 are left aboard after 2 hits, 5.5 innings. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Score tied at 1. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Baseball here on the new Rue 102 FM. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Antley Field, the village of Choudrant, Louisiana. I am Rick Godley alongside Doug Postel. Man, we got a great one here tonight. We're tied at 1. Bottom of the 6th, we go in the quarterfinal action between Hicks Pirates from Hicks, Louisiana.
That's right.
Or the Hicks-Leesville Metroplex.
The metropolitan area, that's right.
The major metropolitan area. And so we're tied at 1. Eli Callender to lead it off. Hayden Doyle in all the way for the Hicks Pirates. So it's going to be Callender, Watson, then Pyle. Callender, Watson, Pyle.
Been serenaded by the Choudrant crowd here. Little country roads in the background.
Take me home, country
They're great
roads.
at the chorus. They don't know the verses very well, but they got the chorus down.
Lights are on. Tony Antley Field. Here is the pitch. Curveball swings. Strike 1. Callender fouled out in the 2nd to short. It was hit by the pitch in the 4th. Stranded at first. No balls, 1 strike. Doyle. Timeout was called. So the Aggies tied it in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hicks scored in the top of the 4th, and that's all the scoring. Ground ball to the right side, base hit. Diving there is Cowgill up and over to first. Wow, that is good defensive play right there.
Absolutely. First baseman dove for the ball.
Oh, it was really well done by Cowgill. I thought it was going to get through for a base hit. Callender going the opposite direction. But Cowgill and Doyle covering, and Doug, we've seen a lot of this quality plays.
Beautiful, beautiful defensive play.
And that's what championship baseball is all about here. So we have a heavyweight going with Wade Watson. Between the Aggies and the Pirates. Watson facing Doyle now for the 3rd time. Flied out and ground out. 0 for 2 tonight, the designated hitter. Bottom of the 6th. Top of the order we go after Watson in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 ground ball slowly right back to Doyle. He throws it over the first for the 2nd out. Doug, how many times have we seen that put out?
Way too many.
Way too many. So Doyle credited with another assist, I should say. He only has 1 strikeout, and that was McGuire back in the 1st. So he has been methodically throttling the big A train here. Hennon at bat facing Doyle. This is his 4th time to face him. Pitch outside, ball 1. Hennon's grounded out 3 times. 2 times to the pitcher, just what we saw. 0 for 3. That one straight away center field, but right at Eli Lee. Three up, 3 down. Not a good sign there, Doug.
Retired once again.
Sides are retired as we go now. 6 innings in the books. Top of the 7th will head when we return after the 60-second break with the score tied. Choudrant 1 and Hicks 1. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Roo 102 FM.
Choudrant Aggie Championship quarterfinal baseball going on here at Tony Antley Field in Choudrant against the Hicks Pirates. And I tell you what, it's been a good one. Tied 1 run apiece with Hicks up to bat. Rick Godey?
Top of the 7th, we go there, Mr. Doug Postel. We play 7. We're tied at 1. Doesn't mean we're going to end at 7. But we want it to end in the bottom of the 7th, that's for sure.
Brody Perkins.
It's going to be Perkins, Lee, and Kaufman to face Hennon. Perkins, first time, fastball. In there, called strike 1. Ooh, that was a mean curve, just broke outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on the number 8 batter. Brody Perkins struck out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th. Pitch in there, off the outside corner for a called strike 2. Hennon on in relief in the 4th inning from Bryce McGuire, who allowed 1 hit and checked that 1 run in 3 hits. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Woo! Fouled it into the screen.
How is it, even though you know that screen's there, you never fail to flinch?
Remind me to tell you a story about me falling asleep on a New York City subway one time. Ground ball back to the pitcher there. That is Hennon. He fields it cleanly up and over to first. Perkins grounds out, pitcher to first base. I can't say it now. Okay. I mean, it's all good. It's clean. It's just one of those.
It's a good start.
You know, and okay, yeah. It's being startled. It has to do with being startled.
I got you. Okay.
So being startled by the fence and the ball.
I got you.
So, and when you're startled on the subway.
I'm sure there's lots of things that startle you on the subway. I can only imagine.
Okay, that ball was high and tight to Eli Lee. 1 out here. He's the number 9 batter.
He reached for that one, and that didn't work for him.
No, he gave us a favor there, swinging at a ball, and so it's 0-1. Top of the order, Kaufman on deck. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Feel a little cool breeze blowing here. Flag's not stirring yet. 1-1 pitch. Nice in there. Curveball. Strike 2. So Hennon, the seasoned senior. These seniors don't want their season to end. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Quick pitch on that one, and that worked for him.
11th strikeout for the pitchers there. That is number 5 for Hennon. Top of the 7th, tied at 1. Kaufman, leadoff batter. His 2nd time now to face Hennon. He got caught looking. He is 0 for 2. He got a board on an error in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st and the 6th. Check that, the 5th. 0-2 pitch, check that, 2 outs. In there, call strike. So now Hennon's back to what we saw when he first showed up.
Nice, that was on the inside edge. It was pretty pitch.
The 0-1.
Right down the middle, bang.
0-2. Smoke on the water. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Pops it. Foul. Oh-2. Top of the 7th, tied at 1. Pitch from Hennon on the way. Curveball, reaches for it. Got to say this too, Doug. I mean, we're complimenting all of these teams. You don't fight off pitchers like these 2 pitchers, like these batters have been doing.
Absolutely. No, that's a fact. You gotta dig and want it. Every one of them has wanted it.
Especially Kaufman here. The came in batting .405. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is a base hit to the left side over the shortstop, Bryce McGuire. So you fight it off long enough, and then you get a base hit. That's the second hit off of Hennon. Kaufman aboard with 2 outs, top of the 7th, tied at 1. Ranked number 8, the Hicks Pirates. Aggies.
Richardson at the plate.
Right fielder. He is 0 for 3, throw over to first. Safely back. Goes Kaufman. So from the stretch is Hennon. Here's the pitch. Curveball gets the outside part of the corner. We'll take it. Called strike 1.
Ooh, that was just over the edge, but nice little curve.
The 0-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball slowly. Another one of those slow rollers. Got to run, got to throw. Hennon does it.
That's a big one. Aggies really needed to get out of that one without an extra run on the board for the Pirates, and this gives them a chance in the bottom of the 7th to pull out the victory.
So we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th in 60 seconds with our score tied at 1. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball here on the new Rue 102 FM.
How you doing, Mama?
I think they hit the ball past the pitcher.
Yeah, well, you know, that would help. Gonna be all right. They're doing good.
I mean,
It's a tough little team. They're good.
said, oh yeah, they're gonna come
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the bottom of the 7th inning here. It is the quarterfinals, Hicks and the Aggies. I'm Rick Godey. This is Doug Postel. And I tell you what, Doug, it's going to be up to the seniors, Bryce McGuire, Murphy, and Bradshaw, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th batters. So
it's a good place to be for the Aggies in the batting order.
it's a great place to be here.
Let's see what these seniors can do, and you know, it takes one to bring this one home for the Aggies and send them to Sulphur.
That's exactly right. The winter season continues with a trip to Calcasieu Parish for the semifinals.
Aggie fans are highly motivated out here, making a lot of noise.
Highly motivated. Let's put the cam fan on. Let me get that cam. Where is that? How come there we go. Cam fan. They're having fun here. Well, they're not really having fun. They want to have fun.
It's a little tense at the moment.
It is very tense. It's very uncomfortable. But as we have talked about, these seniors have been in this position twice before. Back-to-back state champions. Bryce McGuire, Gavin Murphy, Caden Bradshaw. To face Hayden Doyle in all the way for the Hicks Pirates. Here's the pitch, high and away, ball 1. McGuire struck out in the first, hit by the pitch in the 3rd and the 5th. Almost hit there. 2 balls, no strikes. McGuire with the only run for the Aggies. 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
Pitches are deep inside.
Doyle's been in all the way. Is fatigue or is adrenaline going to motivate him? Pitch in there for a call strike 1.
Little low, but high enough to slip in the strike zone. And
here's the 3-1 pitch.
outside.
There is the season right there. That's the winning run. as McGuire gets the good eye walk. Doyle gets a talking to from his battery mate Kaufman. That's going to bring up Gavin Murphy batting out of the 3-hole. Came into tonight batting .380, 4 home runs, 35 for 92. Singled in the first and the 6th. Was stranded at third in the 6th. So he has been hitting Doyle all evening. Let's see if he gets one here. Pitch, squares to bunt, backs off. Curveball's outside, ball 1.
Return throw to the pitcher was way over his head, and
I missed that. I was looking down, but that's going to bring out the head coach, Gary Williams.
Yeah, I made Coach nervous there.
Well,
if there had been a runner on any other base, that would have caused a problem.
You just wonder, I don't know where he's going to go with another pitcher here.
Yeah, I don't know.
To bring him into this situation.
I don't know what their depth is.
Right.
I want to continue to thank our sponsors for this broadcast so much. Dan Lord Plumbing, Premier Mobile Auto Tent, Premier Mobile Tent, Lincoln Parish Journal, Louisiana Orchard Realty, of course our friends at Louisiana National Bank, Borders Poultry, Rapid Signs, Batterton Restoration, Dixie Towing, Squire Creek, Dogwood Real Estate, Assist Care, the Embry House, Village at Choudrant Creek, and O'Neill Gas, Pafford Ambulance, and Origin Bank. Thanks for all you do for making this broadcast possible.
Very much appreciated here. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning with the Aggies not going quietly into the night. Bryce McGuire draws a leadoff walk. Hayden Doyle stays in. Murphy at the plate, 1 ball, no strikes, bunts it down the third base side beautifully to the third baseman, up and over to first as the throw. Had to tag him, but sacrifice successful. There's the winning run at second. Murphy, once again, both of these squads schooled in fundamental baseball, lays down a perfect sacrifice. Michael Merchant had nowhere to go but to first. Scoring position now is McGuire with 1 out. Bottom of the 2nd, we're tied at 1.
Caden Bradshaw at the plate.
Senior came in batting .318 with 34 RBIs, none more important than number 35 right now. Doyle steps off the mound. McGuire goes back to second. 3-man umpiring crew for the LHSAA playoffs. Pitch outside. Ball 1. Doyle, a gamer in all the way. The season rides on him. American flag now blowing lazily from left to right. Umpire calls timeout. They want to walk him. They were going to walk him. Okay. So they send Caden Bradshaw down to first base with a walk. Gary Williams didn't like what he saw, and he didn't like the seasoned leadership of Bradshaw at the plate. So he wants to put him on because he means nothing. It all rides on Bryce McGuire. With 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Aggies have 2 aboard. The one that counts is McGuire at second.
Junior Mike Jones now up.
Mike Jones, a left fielder.
Jones has got the look of a power hitter, I'm telling you.
He's 0 for 2, got aboard on an error. From the stretch now is Doyle. Oh, that was a nasty curve.
Yes.
That had Jones fooled all the way. Strike 1. He swung lazily through it. TJ Smith on deck. Jones, 21 hits, 69 at-bats on the season. 0-1. Curveball. Down slowly to third. That's Merchant. He picks it up. He fires over to first. Safe away. And the Aggies bring it home. The Aggies win. Aggies win the
Good game with a overthrown ball to first.
Merchant got away from the first baseman. You hate for it to end that way for any team.
Well, their defense has been so good all night, and for that ball, yeah, that's was an unusual error on their part, and Aggies certainly capitalize on it and bring home McGuire for the winning run. Aggies win this quarterfinal game 2-1 over the Hicks Pirates, and they'll be headed to Sulphur next week.
Sulphur they will, and we got that game on the new Route 102. It's Tuesday, I think at 11 a.m., Tuesday at 11 from Sulphur, and so that'll be on the radio. So Doug, man, I've enjoyed it.
It's been great. Great crowd, great environment, and congratulations to the Choudrant Aggies. What a great game, and congratulations also to the Hicks Pirates. A well-played game.
Oh, yeah. It almost sounds, contrite that you have to say it, but no, I mean, it was an incredible game, well played until that very last, and you hate it that it has to be that way.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But somebody's got to win. We're glad that the Aggies are bringing it home. So once again, just real quick, I want to run through our sponsors. Thank you to Louisiana National Bank, Borders Poultry, Rapid Signs, Bannerton Restoration, Dixie Towing, Squire Creek, Dogwood Real Estate, Assist Care, Dan Lord Plumbing, the Emery House in Choudrant, the Village at Choudrant Creek, O'Neill Gas, Pafford Ambulance, Origin Bank, and Premier Mobile Tent, Lincoln Parish Journal, and Louisiana Orchard Realty. Thanks to our sponsors for bringing you this live broadcast of Choudrant Aggie quarterfinal baseball play here on the new Route 102.
I think we're going to fire the cameraman. All right, well, Doug, man, I've enjoyed it. This has been, baseball. You got to love it. It's a cruel sport. You got to feel for the Hicks Pirates. Traveled all this way, put in a great game, but at the same time, the Aggies pick up the victory, and good for them. So we'll take a 2-minute break, come back and wrap it up here at Tony Antley Field. The Aggies win 2-1, 60-second timeout. You're listening to Choudrant Aggie Playoff Baseball on the new Route 102 FM.
Lets us get all the sponsors twice with their spots.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. We're back here at Tony Antley Field. Rick Godey alongside Doug Postel, and we will wrap it up here. Okay, there we go. That's not a bad little way. Great game here done tonight by the Choudrant Aggies. They win by a final score of 2-1. 2-1. I put us on there when Doug comes back. More and more people are patting you on the back.
Hey, it's been fun. It's like old home day for me. So
definitely. Congratulations, head coach Joel Antley and everybody. Also, Principal Chris Jones, the newly elected or appointed principal.
That's right.
For what a magic season continues for all of them as Choudrant goes on and the Hicks Pirates goes home. So I want to thank Seth back at the radio station for handling all the details and the chores there, and also the players and their families for a job well done tonight. Final score 2-1. Closing thoughts?
No, just congratulations to the Aggies. What a great fan base, and Choudrant's always a special place. Always have a special place in my heart. It makes you. This is one of those places. Every time I come out here, it gives me great faith in America.
Sure enough. Sure. I mean, you're not just saying that. And if you don't believe it, come walk around Choudrant.
Absolutely.
I totally agree. All right, once again, final score 2-1. Aggie season continues. I'm Rick Godey for Doug Postel. Everybody have a wonderful evening here from Tony Antley Field, and we'll see you on the radio, Doug, tomorrow morning, Q94.1. I'll be on the new Rue 102.3, home of the Mike Stone Show, Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. till noon. We are out of here.
See you later, folks.